Let's see if we can explain to the world how this massive sewage debacle in Wuhan, China, how it relates to the massive sewage debacle in New York City, New Rochelle, to be more specific. You've got a sewage crisis across China that's, identical to the sewage crisis across the United States and Europe and lots of Latin America and Africa and all over the world. Going back to the 1850s, all the big major cities throughout the world installed these things called combined sewage receptors or combined sewer receptors, also known as combined sewers, where the runoff water from parking lots and roads, etc., is dumped into a sewer that's also used for the collection of all the sewage in a municipality, town, village, city, whatever it might be. So you've got billions of gallons of sewage being mixed with hundreds of billions of gallons of runoff water in what's known as combined sewers. Now, the problem is, ladies and gentlemen, is the sewage treatment plants that normally process the combined sewers, when they're hit with large amounts of rain or snowpack melt, runoff from, spring melts, etc., the sewage treatment plants are overwhelmed and unable to treat any of the sewage, so they have to dump it into all the creeks and the rivers and the estuaries to the oceans. A lot of ocean dumping, particularly in New York City. The Hudson River is, it's an open sewer. Andy Cuomo, the governor of the state of New York, has no choice but to admit that the Hudson River is an open sewer. The Anacostia River in Washington, D.C., the Potomac River, the Chesapeake Bay, the St. Lawrence River, the Ohio River, the Tennessee River, the Red River, the Missouri, the Mississippi River, Tampa Bay, Boston Harbor, down around, Cape May, New Jersey. The entire eastern seaboard of the United States, like the Cape Fear River in Wilmington, North Carolina. The Cape Fear River is a huge open sewer. Now, folks, I don't know about you, but SARS and Legionnaires disease is spread by sewage. And write this one down, ladies and gentlemen. This one's important. The COVIDs are in the sewage, and they're being spread everywhere. And Donald Trump and Andy Cuomo don't want anybody to panic. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been buffaloed and bamboozled and bullshitted for months. The sewage crisis in America is vast. The numbers, my research reflects that I think it's 32 states have these combined sewers, and the accurate figure is around 771 major U.S. cities operate these combined sewers, where all of this SARS and Legionnaires disease and the COVIDs and on and on and on, from the flu to measles, diphtheria, typhoid, you keep on going. All these infectious diseases are in the sewage. Now, you'll have to kind of excuse me, folks. I had I had a pretty bad fire the other day. I lost my dear, sweet, loving van to a gasoline fire. Long story short, folks, it's time to wake up. Donald Trump doesn't want you to panic about all the sewers because it's his big real estate development buddies and his big bankster gangster real estate investment mafias, along with Cuomo's and Clinton's and the Bushes and the Obamas, the big real estate development gangster banksters and title insurance companies and building, material suppliers and the whole gang, the whole mafia. They don't want you to realize that America is suffering from a massive sewage treatment inadequacy like China. Do your own research. Don't listen to me. Do your own research and you're going to come up with the same answers. They're dumping shit and piss all over the place, and it's full of viruses. It's not only full of viruses, but it's also full of infectious bacteria and diseases out the freaking butt. Literally, right out the butt, Donald Trump. So without, this isn't funny, folks. I can't even begin to imagine how dumbed down, indoctrinated, and brainwashed most of the American people have been by these big corporate news media liars, because that's really what they are. And Twitter and Facebook and Yoo-hoo or Yahoo or whatever they call themselves there, and Google and all these other social media platforms. Boy, I'll tell you, the big corporate media, they just don't seem to be able to get the story straight. And man, they're censoring me like left and right. I get my articles and my videos knocked down constantly. But I'm going to kind of wind it up right there. Do your own research on the vast sewage and Sars problems in China, and then examine the vast sewage and Sars problems like in New York City and Toronto and Flint, Michigan and Detroit and Montreal, Canada and the Great Lakes, Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Birmingham, Alabama, all over the country from Atlanta to Augusta. Maine's just got horrible sewage problems. North Carolina's a huge mess. North Carolina, oh God, the Cape Fear River. If you've ever been down to the sewage treatment plant on the Cape Fear River at Wilmington, North Carolina, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Folks, be careful. Wash your hands. Gargle. Use a lot of Listerine. And, I don't know, stay away from people that are full of shit. Hasta la vista. God bless. And you betcha we're coming back.